Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica and Mrs. Skerritt, Honorable Joseph Isaac, Speaker of the House of Assembly, and Mrs. Isaac, Honorable Greta Roberts, Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports, and Community Development, other honorable members of Parliament and their spouses, Your Excellencies, Member of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Mrs. Letitia Lestrade-White, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports, and Community Development, other permanent secretaries and spouses, Mr. Elson Matthew, Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. John Riviere, Cultural Elder, Mr. Fayel Lander, Chair of the Newton Heritage Day Committee, awardees, members of the media, distinguished guests, visiting Dominicans, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We hear the name of John Riviere, our esteemed cultural elder, a true Wassin Charlottesville, a proud recipient of the highest award for culture in Dominica, the Golden Drum Award, and also rewarded by the state for his unwavering contribution to national cultural development. John is multi-gifted. He is, however, well known for costume designs and masquerading. He has to be considered to be an artistic guru beyond comparison. The likes of Thunderbirds and Carnival Corner can attest to his brilliance. His work has captured several Band of the Year awards. The Newtown Savannah, on which we gather, is not only a UNESCO World Heritage Savannah, but a sacred ground. It is the cradle of Dominica's resilience, resistance, creativity, and national pride. Heritage Day is not merely a celebration of the whose courage, skill, and devotion before and of courage, service, hard. The story of this icon along Victoria Street and its environs is written in courage, defiance, and the Newtown Fishing Cooperative was heavily populated with fishing boats. Fishing was more than an occupation, it was a way of life of our people. Today, their legacy continues, reminding us that the courage of our ancestors extends beyond rebellion. It thrives in daily work and sustaining families and communities. Ladies and gentlemen, the landscape of our heritage of this Harlem community is fascinating, dramatic, progressively rebellious, and powerful. From the ovens of Herbert Suki Winston, Reuben Bakery, Foxy, baking became a community tradition, an enduring symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and generosity. Let me further remind you that Charlottesville was a zone of manufacturing. The new factory under A.C. Shillingford and Company Limited produced fruit juices and vanilla for export to the United Kingdom. We cannot forget the pioneering work of Miss Ursula Mababa, Dominic of Reliance Dress Shop fame. Her famous establishment manufactured school uniforms for so many. Harlem has produced some of Dominica's most distinguished legal minds, led by two highly acclaimed legal luminaries, in Honorable Justice Davidson Baptist, Fellow of the OECS Judicial Education Institute, and former acting Chief Justice of the OECS Supreme Court, and Honorable Justice Albert Matthew, Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal. We can also speak to Attorney Emma Grell, one of Dominica's earliest female law graduates from the Faculty of Law. Education in Harlem has always been a major pillar of our community. Teachers and headmasters, such as pioneering educators, Miss Alfreda Georges, Jerry Coppell, Sonia Williams, and Anita Williams. The Rosa Boys School or Newtown Infant School were once housed here in Newtown, 1784 UNESCO World Heritage Building. It produced not only scholars, but skills tradesmen. My dear listeners, Heritage Day is also about our sober reflection and accomplishment of our community. Dominicans, our entrepreneurs, sustain Dominica's post-independence economy. Egbert Charles, Macmillan John Baptist. It was our contractors who constructed the Fortune to Girardel Road, Convent Prep, Acme Garage, to name a few. A template for youth to emulate.
That in the decision-making process to select a cultural elder for 2025, we've recognized there have been a number of persons within the community who have in one way or the other contributed and would be within the rights of celebrated or being celebrated as the cultural elder. So in view of that, we have decided as a committee to celebrate these persons here today. And as a result, for that reason, we just want to mention them here today, and afterwards they will receive their official honor. Mr. Julian Picky Lockhart for his contributions to Calypso. Miss Sonia Williams for education and community leadership. Glenda Bertrand for early childhood education and service to community. Remus Roll for preservation of traditional music. And a special honor would be provided or given to a survivor of the 1963 Carnival fire, Miss Rosemary Rosie Charles, for her resilience and being able to survive and move forward after having endured such tragedy. So we thank each and every one of you, and you have not been forgotten. Thank you so much for your presence, but you will receive your awards after. At this time, I now welcome back Mr. Ulson Matthew, Chief Cultural Officer, as he will read the citation for the Cultural Elder for 2025. Mr. Matthew.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lander. I have been advised that there is a slight shift of protocol. The Cultural Elder will be escorted down to the President to avoid the elements, and I shall read the citation upon his arrival. Mr. Rivia became deeply involved in the art of costume design, sensei construction, and the creative craftsmanship that defines Dominica's carnival spirit. His skills as a woodworker and plumber complemented his artistic vision, strengthening his ability to build, teach, and inspire. Through creative dynamics and other initiatives, he worked tirelessly to keep the traditions of sensei costume making alive, mentoring youth, girl guides, and community groups through hands-on workshops in mask and costume building. When the Carnival Corner Band ended after years of success, including an unmatched record of 12 Band of the Year titles and 14 awards for Best Sensei Band, Mr. Rivia ensured that the spirit of generosity endured. The group's financial proceeds were donated to the Dominica Cancer Society, a gesture that reflected his belief that culture must serve the community that sustains it. A founding member of Carnival Corner in 1992, Mr. Rivia also served on the Roseau City Council and the Newtown Fisheries Cooperative Board of Directors. In 1994,
goes on because we are going out with the culture side of it. You know, we have to fun show a lot of cultural expression, and then later that's something like party. Morancy and Sons,
Merci pour nous remercier au colonel avec Charles. L'année passée, nous tenions une année passée. Nous c'est Rivière. Yo chassé Italien là, de nous d'autres venir. Yo bail l'honneur pour Sonia Williams, qui est un professeur. On va que c'est un maîtresse l'école. Avec aussi CCI Glenda Bertrand. C'était aussi un maîtresse l'école anti-l'école. Pour ça, nous avons dit merci pour contribution pour Dominique, développement, éducation Dominique. Parce que vous-même étiez un étudiant, you were a pupil.
Yes, I was at the Charlotte Nursery Primary School.
Et bien, qu'à continuer, Colonel.
In Creole?
No, you can continue. I met them once and I spoke to them. There are some children from the country that are very good in Creole.
Oh yes, they are. Growing up was teach us the language unless you were somebody who was up in the
Jean, maman nous, papa nous, il a pas les Creole.
as part of the criteria, the curriculum, yes.
Yeah. Mais moi content parce que comme même ça, moi j'ai à peu près 3 ans qui passé, on petit point 16 qui gagne couronne mandé gouvernement pour étudier le langage créole à l'école Dominique. Pas aussi ça en caille parlement. Non ça dit nom en créole cette ici que ça nous a payé en caille parlement Dominique. Comme ça nous a dit qui nous a demandé nous a essayé qui gouvernement qui prend un bon pas en ça pour faire cette qui avancer le langage créole là parce que nous là que nous pas parler langage là fluentement, nous pas parler pipi mais avec Dominique nous pas parler mais c'est grand monde mais jeune monde jeune gens pas dans la langage créole.
Well, let's get something straight here again, correctly again. Our sponsors for this afternoon, Morancy and Sons, the National Cooperative Credit Union, International
ICW.
ICW,
Insurance,
International Insurance, and Standards Bar. Right?
That's
International
where we're gonna
Company
get
of the
our lunch
West
from
Indies.
today.
Yeah. Okay, so they are the sponsors for today's broadcast. And as we speak, you know, on stage there are a group of young people from the Newton Primary School doing their do, but the rain is coming along as well. And people are scrambling for shelter wherever they can find find somewhere to stay dry. And
Mais Ronald, qu'on nous croit, nous sortions en distance parce que c'est jeune visa là, en culture là, ça fait un plaisir. Et bien avant, on va regarder ça. Comme ça, bah, il y a oui vini, et bien oui vini en manière, nous allons cacher les jeunes gens qui ne font pas en culture, et bien le langage que là, en Dominique, ça fait un plaisir, Ronald.
but it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing that the young people are involved, and to keep the culture going, cultural expansion, the cultural life of Dominica continuing. That's a very exciting, and we can only encourage them.
You know, Ronald, I was telling that to Miss Joan Frampton, the legendary Miss Joan Frampton from the Paul Michel Cultural Group, that I admire the strength that, cultural elders like her and a few others that we can name, of course, have in
There used to be a drain, a main drain, going across diagonally across the savannah, emptying out from Bath Road all the way onto Victoria Street, during that time. But football was being played on the savannah, big and mighty football games. That is why they call it the Mecca of football. But the development came somewhere in the early 2000s, when government place some resources in there and to level it, bring in some topsoil, level it, the builders returning walls there, and the facilities now under the management of the Harlem Sports Club. And they're doing a good job now. Let us shout Don Leogal for all his efforts in keeping football alive.
Oui, je regarde ça parce que même Don c'était un bouquet de football national aussi. Eh bien, il a Charlottesville. Eh bien, il a acheté là. Eh bien, moi Hawaii ni et bien jeunes gens aussi qui intégré en sport. Comme ça, nous dit kudos pour eux. Eh bien, kudos pour groupe là en Charlottesville qui a réussi à lever groupe culture, spécialement c'est des groupes qui ont performer après-midi avec Australia.
Okay, we see now Mr. Remus Roll is taking his place on the stage now. Mr. Roll will be playing the accordion, for us tonight. But we have the chairman of the Heritage Committee, Firelander, who is there with us.
A Calypsonian. Bon après-midi, Beau.
Bon après-midi, bon après-midi.
Ça va tout.
Moi là.
Dis-nous quelque chose.
I tired.
Don't embarrass our chairman. He's very tired.
I know.
He's very tired. Chairman, how are you?
I am very good. I am a good tired. Good tired. And I'm happy to see what's happening here at the community. Despite the weather, person have showed up, and we are here to show who we are as a Newtown people. We have Mr. Remus Rowe on stage as we speak, a stalwart in the community who has played music and also one of our honorees this afternoon. So I just want to say to those of you listening that on Kyrie FM that this year, Heritage Day, is proving that heritage is not just about what we think it to be. It's about the culture, the people, and how we come together as one. So we're having a lot of fun here, and invite persons to come on down.
I'm sure you had a very short time to pull that program together.
Yes.
Just about 5 or so weeks
Yes,
to pull that together.
yes.
How challenging was it? Because I know tomorrow morning you might not get up from your bed.
Well, the season is here, and work continues tomorrow. We have the opening of TV Lash tomorrow, and I'm actually master ceremony for tomorrow afternoon, but that's something else. But it's all about community spirit. I did not do this by myself. There was a team with me. We had a team responsible for the gala, headed by Mary Pascal Alfano, a team responsible for the church service, a team responsible for the exhibition. So everybody had what they were supposed to do, and they did what they were supposed to do. And that's what it's about in the Newtown community. When it's time for us to pull together, we pull together and do what we're supposed to do.
Okay, well, we're going to let you go and take in some from Mr. Remus Roll on the stage there. We wish you all the best. Thanks again for your service.
Thank you.
That was the chairman of the Heritage Committee in Newtown, Firelander. He headed a committee maybe of about 10, 12 individuals. He was the youngest one. We were much older than him, but he took control. And when he spoke, you listened to him.
Mais il était aussi président pour Council Jeune Gens aussi, National Youth Council.
Youth Council, and he has a couple other things. He's involved in.
Nous pas parler contre Piqué, nous pas parler contre Calypso, nous Piqué là.
Well, yes, Piqué will.
Il pas Fidel Castro.
Piqué will be on stage.
He will be on stage,
and
of course.
I can guarantee you, one song he will sing. If he sing 2 or 3, there's one he will sing. Guess what?
If I chicken bong, so give me something.
The beggar.
Yeah, give me something. Yeah.
The beggar, He will sing that one. Talking about Piqué. Piqué has been in the business for 60 plus years. And Piqué has a repertoire of topics, from politics to to environment, to sports, to social development. His topics has range, and he's not losing his voice. Piqué is singing as though he just started.
In your Bible, what's the village for Ronald? pour une bonne voix, parce que moi, pour que mon gars, on doit pain outil pour la bonne voix. Mais ça, c'est vrai. Mais même ça là,
I'm yet to
il dit
understand
bonne
the
voix.
science. I'm yet to understand the science of that.
Vous pouvez aimer ça?
The science of that, I'm yet to understand it.
Moi, pour ça, maman, moi, pour une bonne voix, on doit pain outil. Même ça, c'est qui a fait. Mais puis, qui tout le monde en bonne voix, tout le préparé pour chanter. Eh bien, il bon à sous talent ça là.
And he doesn't forget his line.
Non, il va pas oublier. Il bon à sous talent ça là. Il prend obligé pièce musicien pour éveiller, mais il a chanté bah moi après moi.
In fact, I can tell you when the discussion started about cultural elder, and we're going down the list. We had a long list of people. Going down the list, looking at who could be cultural elder for Newton. Picking them came up at some stage, and then but we went again looking at different aspects of of the criteria, and then we zeroed in on Augustus John Revere. But Pickett said about Pickett, he has served in terms of culture at Calypso. He has served the country very well.
Pour ça, on va dire, si le manière l'année prochaine, il s'est payé l'Africain en opposition ça là.
Yeah, so Remus' role is on stage. We go to on stage.
Yes. Put your hand together for Mr. Remus Rule. All right. Mr. Rule, one more. One more for the road. Yes. For the road. Yeah. Yes. Put your hands together for Mr. Remus Rule. New tongue lapo kabwet. New tongue lapo kabwet. Let's hear ya. New tongue lapo kabwet. Let me hear ya. We hear ya. In the distance. We want to hear the new tongue laugh for Kabwet.
I must confess I'm no fan of theirs, but all of what you really have no fears. It's just the way that they play. Something inside you will come to sway. Those black and white t-shirts running here and there, cast their spell in the atmosphere. Yeah.
Well, the first thing you have to mention is the weather, but that's part of the resilience that we always talk about. So we have to brave the weather and we have to show that Newton is resilient, and we've been doing that thus far.
One of the things, and I will allow the other individuals as well to drop a few questions, but one of the things I want to ask is, you've heard it quite a few times mentioned on the stage, the question of, was Newton the right choice for Heritage Day Celebration 2025? Do you believe that?
Of course. And
How do you stand against that?
your colleague smiled when you asked that question, and I know why. But I believe Newton was the right choice. I believe Newton has a lot to offer in terms of heritage. Newton is a fishing community. Newton has a strong football heritage. Newton has the Lapo with the steel workers on the cultural side of it. Entrepreneurship. When you talk about bread, you talk about soup, you talk about fox, you talk about all of that. So I think Newton has a lot to offer. And I think they have that community spirit that probably you don't normally get in the community so close to Roseau. So I think Newton has a lot to offer and I must commend them. I mean, you saw the church service was today. That was very good, commendable today. So no regrets for Newton.
Comme ça, monsieur Mathieu, bon après-midi, Master Bali anglais. Colonel Baouli, mais maman dans check ça. L'année passée, nous étions au vent. Vous savez qu'il y a au vent la plaine.
Ouais.
Nous étions au vent l'année passée.
Où mauvais. Parlez pas moi en anglais, gars.
Pas en anglais. Bon,
On va pas faire là.
Mokende.
Vous voulez avancer, maman?
Non, Mokende. Monsieur Mathieu, qui différence là, ou quoi ouais, et vous regardez actuellement. Qui différence là, ou quoi ouais, et vous regardez actuellement. Hot la plaine avec Charlottesville. Manière où essayer informer ça.
Tous les deux, Yoni Sayone, la plaine ni Sayni, Newton ni Sayni. Mais ça m'a dit c'est jeune monde. Moi j'aime ça, jeune monde qui a participé à Kilsia, moi j'aime ça.
Mais moi regarde Colonel ça aussi, moi regarde Colonel qui ça va faire mon plaisir avec cité qui m'a c'est grand, c'est jeunes gens en culture. Ça on est pour des gens qui ont écouté nous contre ça.
Ouais, c'est ça nous a poussé à la division là. Où nous avons respecté ces gens qui viennent avant, mais ces jeunes, c'est eux qui ont venu sur. Nous avons encouragé pour faire ça, pour faire à Kilsia.
On est dans la section Mamadou, mais je ne vais pas M. Charles pour parler de toujours.
Oui, voilà, c'est vrai, Omar.
Yes, of course. So we go back to stage where we have the Newton Lapo Cup with and some stilt walkers as well that are gracing with a performance. So we go back to the stage at this point in time.
Yeah. 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 Wait. Beat the drums. Bigging up the new song, Lapo Cap with band. Let me hear you. Mr. George, we see you. Mr. George. We see you beating the drums, boy. I want to introduce.
Of course, quite a number of working class
One of Newton's finest.
in the Lapo Cabit as per usual.
One thing there is strong,
I saw my AC guy
strong,
here.
yeah.
You know, I saw the fishermen.
Oh, Miss Dominica.
I'm sure you saw the former
Our
player.
Miss Caraval.
Mr. Ambrose George.
Miss JC's.
Lapo, you know.
Miss
Yes,
Caribbean
yes,
Culture.
yes.
Miss Ronan Stone by sea.
With the Stills Walkers, you know, from Newtown.
Huh?
Right.
And, you know, we thank them for their
It is a
performance and
pleasure
their
to be here
presentation,
with you
their
this
contribution
afternoon,
this
and I'm very happy
We
that
have
this
on
event
stage
for Newtown was
Miss
chosen
Leandra Landry. She's reading
as
a beautiful
the
poem.
Community for Heritage Day.
Yes.
We go on
And
stage now.
so, a few days ago, I wrote something really just based on nostalgia, and I'd like to share with you. And so I wrote and shared on my social media. At first glance, Newtown, or Charlottesville, may not be considered worthy of being celebrated. She's not polished like other villages, but hold its own in Dominica. And this is my dedication to my home. Newtown made me a queen. This is what this piece is called, by Leandra Lander. From my small wooden house at 128A Victoria Street, named after a queen, but it was Newtown that made me one. Not by crown or decree, but by fish and football, by the scent of bread, the strength of people, and the way a community can lift you even when it has little to give. Newtown, stitched in salt and sun, washed in sea and sweat, you raised me up and crowned me with pride. Where else could Sunday taste like heaven? Ma Bob's coconut tablets and peppermint, or ice pop by Gertie, or our sweet reward, stretched out, licked slow, treasured fast. Where else could you feel the heartbeat of a people? In a jam by all nations, or dancing with Zuksek and Tinom, and a little vibes from lofty Emmanuel. A chant and a psalm from Chucky Bird on top of the hill, or a drumming from Ras Algi. A joy so loud, even the sea listened. We were baptized at Fatima, took our first losty in white lace from Fathers Mark, Crastel, Moody, or Joe, confirmed with oil and hands on our heads, and later, some walked down that same aisle in wedding white. Others, like my grandmother, were wheeled in, wrapped in hymns and a goodbye. Some found faith at the Christian Union, others at the Baha'i Sunday School. But all of us were shaped by the word in whatever form it found us. Mrs. Bertrand, a nurturer with a steady voice, her rhythm held the room at Charlotte's nursery. Miss Williams ruled Newtown Primary with iron and love. Her strength shaped futures. Miss Ali, gentle hands at Ginger Preschool, planting the first seeds, teaching us how to grow. Yes, there were fights. Yes, there were sirens.
Yes, we knew grief. And yes, we knew about rum too. But even without hugs, there was love. Love in a bowl of food left on your step. Love in a neighbor watching your child. Love in a glance that said, I see you, I've got you. Mr. Reuben raisin buns and Suki scrumptious bread loaves, warm and sacred. Clem, Ma Alvina, Mr. Alwyn. If you were short on change, the change didn't matter. Credit wasn't a risk, it was a promise. We filled our bellies and our hearts at the watering hole. Hot bakes and crispy chicken in a brown paper bag, spiced with laughter, washed down with fruit juice from Mr. Ken, fresh, cold, and honest like the breeze. And on Sundays, when Harlem bombers faced Kensbro, the streets didn't just watch, they hummed. The game pulsed through us. It was pride, it was power, it was calypso in motion. There'll never be another team like Harlem. Before Pretty Mass stole the show, it was Thunderbirds. Sorry. My apologies, technology. Give me a second. That's not.
We are presenting her poem. She wrote as her contribution to the Heritage Day activities. And as we speak, it spurs. She spurs a little bit on stage. Even we can see the president and his entourage, making.
Moving back just a bit.
Yeah, rearranging themselves. We too have you looking here. I'm cornered because
Yes.
the tent under which we are standing there. It is really shaking.
Yes,
Rain
yes,
coming
yes,
down
yes.
with a little breeze.
I mean, that's what we get at the latter end of the hurricane season.
Well, we are in the peak of the hurricane season, not the Latin at
we
all.
are close enough. So we are there where we can expect this type of weather.
Yeah.
But again, as Mr. Matthew said, we speak of resilience. So this is one of the moments where we are showing our resilience. Yeah, but I think she started up again, so we're gonna go back to the stage.
Yeah.
Marching with muscle, carrying history on their shoulders. And right beside them, Newton's Lapo Carbwit, goatskin drums, conch shells, feet pounding the pavement like a prayer. They walk the island before the sun, shaking the ground, the raw rhythm. We pong Zaman by the bay, hauled fish boats. 2 fish for your trouble if you pulled hard enough. We learned to swim on Lapes old tubes, splashing like royalty, jumped off the jetty like pros. At the fisheries, Mr. Mike and Mr. Elwin and Albert ran it sharp. Rest in peace. You bargained loud and always left with the sea in your hands. Ma Baba, then Ma Joe, by Reliance Dress Shop, where school uniforms were sewn with love and starch and steel. Young women like my mother learned to thread their independence one hem at a time. We bought cheese and salami by the ounce, got our shoes mended by Spock's, our clothes fixed by Jane or Souvenir. Everything and everyone had value. We carried pails of water, skipped stones, ran barefoot on stones and pride. And when clementines and Ma Francilia coconut ice cream from their wooden tubes touched your tongue, all your worries melted too. Sweet, icy island magic. I will just get to the end. Newtown, you taught me what royalty truly is. Not riches, not titles, but roots. Not palaces, but people. Not polished shoes, but bare feet on sacred ground. You made me strong, proud, unapologetic. You made me a queen, and for that, I will always love you. To Newtown.
Yes. And of course, we're picking up our own Queen Leanne.
Beautiful poem, yes.
Leandra Lander. But we just want to tell our listeners that the outside broadcast this afternoon is sponsored by Morancy and Sons,
National Cooperative Credit Union.
Insurance Company of the West Indies.
And of course, food from the Standards Band
of course,
Grill.
yes.
Yes,
And
man.
our listeners out there, maybe those on video might be able to see it.
Yes.
But it is really wet here. You know,
One of the
and windy.
tent legs moved.
Yes, you know, and there's concern now about the equipment,
Yes.
and the electricity on stage now.
Quite
You know,
a bit of water.
Yeah, a lot of water. In fact, the president and the prime minister and the entourage, the various entourage, have to stand now.
Yes.
You know, because it's been very inclement weather with some wind to it.
Right now, I think the question needs to be held for whether or not for continuation or postponement. I believe they'll continue.
Well, I think they'll still be watching the weather still.
Right.
But if it continues as it was just about 10 minutes or so ago, I think it will come to an end. But the rain has eased up now.
It has.
Eased up.
Well, we're getting it in intervals, Mr. Charles. We're getting it in intervals.
Yeah, it's like squalls,
Yes.
And even as we look towards the sea has cleared up a little bit, but toward the south, overlooking Point Michel, it is still very dark.
It is. The valley has quite a bit of overcast as well.
And we have here, the Jodel Cultural Group. They'll be on stage soon, and coming in our direction, Cornell, is the people from Point Michel.
Right, the Point Michel
Group.
Yes.
They're making their way under the tent here. Making their contribution to Heritage Day in Charlottesville, in Newtown. Yeah.
So before we go on, we just want to invite. I think she's walking away. We will get a chance to talk to her a little later. One of the production leads, Miss Mary Pascal, for today's proceedings. So we'll definitely get a chance to talk to her.
Yeah, Dr. Pascal, was responsible for putting the cultural program this afternoon together. And of course, she may be a bit disappointed because of the weather.
Yes, of course.
Because it was a really tightly packed program. A lot of attention, a lot of detail went into that, a lot of planning. So she may be a bit disappointed, but we go.
I mean, again, like the insurance companies always say, act of God.
Yeah.
There's not much that you can do when it comes to acts of God. Kind of just to revert a bit, going back to the poem.
Yes.
Of Miss Leandra Lander, as we're, let's talk into some light of the event.
Well, she spoke about her own experience, her personal experiences
Yes.
living in Newtown. And whilst people may say Newtown, why Newtown? Newtown is not known for Quadrille and Bel Air and Mazouk and Hill and Toe, but there's a lot of culture, our life.
Right.
Experiences,
Yes.
which makes
Growing
us
up.
who we are.
Yes, of course.
And so she was speaking to that. She was talking about fishing. Her grandfather, who is 99 years, I think.
Right.
Yeah, 99 years. He was a fisherman. He used to do what they call latching. Go in the shore and come home with the lunch, to fish for lunch.
Right.
And then she spoke about the bread and the bricks in the watering hole.
Different,
Bricks in the watering hole, chicken in the watering hole, different aspects of bread.
Of growing up
in Suki, now Foxy. There was before them, there was the Wilsona, Wilsona Bakery in Newtown. There's, I mentioned earlier about a number of estates that ring the Newtown. About the
I remember there was a manufacturing plant
right
in the property by next to opposite of Suki's.
Not too far where we are, the old factory. The old factory was a hub of employment in Newtown.
In Newtown.
In its days. They bought produce, farmers' produce.
Yes.
And package it and ship it out to England. And so the Shillingford Estates, you have the Shillingford Estates just in Kenfield there, you have the Shillingford in Lyon Park and other areas. They would bring the food, the lima call, famous lima call, bay rum. Bay rum actually would be made here in Newtown. That now is owned by Suki. But talking about the factory, we heard this morning on front of the passing of the former proprietor, the owner,
Yes.
of the Newton factory, Mr.
Mr. Julius Timothy.
Former politician,
Yes.
businessman of note, community man,
Of course,
sportsman.
he ensured that his name and his brand
Yes.
was well embedded within the communities.
An avid sportsman.
Yes,
He
very,
supported
very.
A number of sporting outfits.
Basketball,
Dominoes,
football,
he
and dominoes.
He loved his dominoes.
Yes.
He played it. Unfortunately, after a long period of illness, he left us this morning.
This morning,
May he
yes.
rest
So
in peace.
condolences to the family, condolences to the friends, the loved ones, and of course the many employees
Yes.
that are still employed under the Shillingford brand.
Yeah, because we still have ACS.
Yes.
And we have 2711.
Yes.
That he owned.
Indeed, indeed.
And they're employing people, individuals.
So again, there's when people ask why Newton, there's so much surrounding Newton and culture and the history of Newton and the growth and development of certain sports, music and so on and so forth in Dominica, fishing and so on in Dominica. So
Colonel Newton pioneered what we call the long line fishing. The Newton Fishers Cooperative, one of the oldest cooperative societies, fishing cooperatives on the island. Newton pioneered the fishing technique of long lining. Okay, Newton has a number of other first, going for it.
yes, Ronald. So yes, there are quite a number of firsts that come from Newton, yeah. But as we were saying earlier on today, there's quite a number of individuals who were part of today's proceedings being what it is today. We have spoken with two of them so far. We have spoken with Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Wilson Matthew. We have spoken with the chair of the Newton Heritage Committee, Mr. Fairlander. Now we have the opportunity to talk with one of the production leads of today's event.
I don't know where she gets the time and the energy.
Especially in this season.
Yeah, she's a professional.
Yes.
She's a medical doctor.
Yes.
But she has immersed herself in the community to the extent that she took charge of preparing the cultural activities happening. Doctor, welcome to Kyrie FM.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So how has it been?
It's really been interesting because, I always want to find a way to give back to Dominica. So I'm very grateful first that, actually at the first meeting they nominated me. I did not think I had it in me, but I said, with a great team, I work with the Gala committee. So with a great team, great things can happen. And today, this is the best definition of the heritage of black people, resilience, because from weather to every other thing that could go wrong. We like to joke about that, but it happens. Everything that could go wrong.
Yes. I don't think it has gone wrong, but it has attempted.
Yes, it tests you and it stretches you, but trust and believe. I couldn't have been prouder than I am today. This team here, nothing could stop us today.
Yeah.
Everything, rain, shine, we had to make Newton nose long. So that's what we were going for.
Nice. Well, again, you've...
So in terms of the program, how
What
it's going
is
to
to
develop.
come, yes.
We saw this Saturday of the cultural elder. We saw the speeches that has gone through. And a few, we have now gone on stage now, the Girodel.
Girodel English and Jaco Cultural Group. And we really wanted to take groups from the sister communities. It's very important because while Newton stays on the main road, there are some communities that are so closely affiliated. We're talking about Kinsale. And in terms of a constituency, Girodel is also part, even in terms of church parish, Girodel is part of us here. So it was really important for us to go there. We also have the Point Michel Cultural Group. Again, very close communities because there's no way something could have happened in Newtown without influencing those communities and vice versa. And we wanted to showcase everything about Newtown. We have the House of Nyabingi, big community and based right here. We have the Newtown Primary School that was there, the Girodel Primary School that was on the lineup as well. And even in terms of bands, we wanted to showcase original Newtown talent. So when we talk about Mr. Rich, people don't know he's from Newtown, but that is Newtown original, original Newtown. And of course, we have other bands like Signal Bands and Triple K that have always been good to our community in a way or in one way or another, and we've just wanted to really showcase all that.
Well, I want to thank you, Doc, for your tremendous effort. For those who do not know, they may not be able to appreciate it. They won't appreciate it, but you took it and ran with it. And what we have on today, the weather will not discourage it.
Not at all, and that is the spirit. I mean, living in Dominica, you have to experience weather as it comes. And I always see the positive side. I always see the glass, as half full. So God has been blessing us today. There's no better way than to God, the way God approves of our activities sometimes is with blessings and the showers of blessings. So that God is happy with our celebration of not just heritage, but also unity, showcasing what the people can really do. I learned a lot about Newtown just working on this project. I learned about a lot about Newtown, and it's such a rich community.
It is.
I really appreciate that experience, and I hope that people who came to the Mass Today exhibition, they got the same information.
But I just want to thank you on behalf of people from Newtown for your efforts. Thank you. What we have to this afternoon, you have a large part to play in it. Your ideas, your talent.
Thank you.
Who know you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're happy with the product today.
Thank you, Miss Pascal. Dr. Pascal, we should say.
On stage, Jodel Cultural Group.
So we have them doing.
Yeah, I think they have 1, 2, 3, 4 couples.
Yes.
On stage there.
I think this looks like the quadrille. I used to dance quite a number of cultural dances, Ronald.
You did it?
Yes, man. I used to do the heel and toe. One of the dances I never got was the ballet.
As much as I like it, I never had the courage, to even attempt it.
Yes.
I have a nephew though. He used to dance with the Paul Michel Cultural Group.
Yes.
He used to be
Who are there right now on standby.
Yeah. But he's not here with them today. But he just loved that.
But there's, again, these are some of the things that we need to teach the younger people, Because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are going to be carrying on.
Look at the stage there.
It's young people, yes.
A lot of young people.
A mix of it, yeah?
A mix of it, well, yeah.
The old and the young.
On stage,
Yeah. So, there are dances like the flotation and so on, And again, it's something that a lot of young people, they tend to lose sometimes. Yeah? They tend to lose, the further away they go from the whole cultural aspect of growing up in these communities. Yeah? So it's something that, as adults, as the halfway, because I feel like I count my generation as the halfway, the bridge. My generation is they are the ones who connect the older generation, the younger generation, and it's very important, that bridge.
Let's take in some of this song there.
ready to leave the stage with what I believe is called the flotation, the 1, 2, 3 step. I know a few of the dances, Mr. Vidal turned his head there a little bit, but hey, Cornell, something, man.
well, yeah, they're preparing to make the exit.
Yes.
After a wonderful and rousing performance there.
Yes, indeed.
On the Newton Savannah. I can tell you people, our listeners, our viewers, that the weather has eased up a little bit. Still overcast, but the rain has virtually disappeared. And still wet, a little windy. But the program will continue. Whilst it's sure that folks were on stage, we have here at the back of us, Cornell, the contestants for the Miss
Wap Duet show, yes.
Later this week.
Yes.
And of course, the Madame Wap Duet, led by Madame of Madame,
Yes.
Miss My Boy.
So we have quite a number of events coming up in the coming 2 weeks. We have Junior Creole coming up next week, Friday. Not this Friday, but the next, because usually it's the Friday of Creole Festival. But there's because of the time of the calendar, there's a switch up. So we now have it. Where the Junior Creole is on the final Friday.
Yeah. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the airwaves of Kyrie FM. We're speaking to Henderson, former police officer. He was one of those on stage. Hendo, how was it?
It was good.
Did the weather, did the weather bother you at all? The rain?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. So how long are you guys together? You all together?
Well, the Jaco Cultural Group has been together for about maybe 5 years now.
Okay. Yeah.
But then the Jodel Group is a new branch because the Jodel persons wanted to have their own group.
Okay. So there's the Jaco Cultural Group.
Jaco, Masak Jaco, and Jodel Jaco.
And they merged together this afternoon?
No. Today is the Jodel Jaco. We have 2 male dancers from the Masak side.
You have Masak Jaco and you have Jodel Jaco.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. That's news to me,
Yeah.
So to explain to our listeners, how you came toward, choosing the name Jaco?
Well, originally the group's name was Jaco Cultural Group. But then when the Jodel persons wanted help to form their own group, we felt, well, because we were going to be helping them actively, then actually we would need to have a family-like structure. And so it became Masak Jaco and Jodel Jaco.
Okay, well, Hendo, thanks again for joining us, and we trust that you enjoy the rest of the season. Anything else for this season?
Yes, we have to.
Performance?
Yes, you have to perform at the Miss Wap Duet.
Okay.
And well, that thing to be the Masak Jaco.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can see
Thanks anyway.
I can see the Miss Wap Duet on the Madam. Which of them on stage now?
Well, we have Madam Wap Duet is about to.
Ma Bob is on stage. Madam of Madam Wap Duet is on stage, and she will do her do. Whatever it is, we're not too sure, but she will do her do on stage. But she's being interviewed, and she made it clear. She's My Boy International and not the one on the Facebook. Yeah.
So she's about to. She's about to make it onto the stage. She's gonna give us a look show in,
Yes.
The president and her husband, they're still there and they're enjoying this show, and you see a smile on Mr. Burton's face.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes, he loves the cultural vibes, man.
And My Boy, she's on stage. She's making her way in the center of the stage now.
Yes.
To a very much appreciated crowd.
Another very, recognized individual in culture in Dominica when it comes to cuisine.
Yes,
yeah, when it comes to cuisine in Dominica.
Runs a little restaurant in Woodbridge Bay, and she's very, very popular spot for people, for both locals and visitors alike.
Yes, it definitely is. It definitely is. You use the term a little, but I feel like little is bringing down on the magnitude and the reputation of
Colin is really not good, but My Boy does not mind it.
It doesn't matter.
Getting a few showers.
She's enjoying herself. You see that smile, that glowing smile that she carries with her everywhere she goes. You see that glowing smile.
Yeah.
And she's enjoying every bit of it, man. She just made way for Miss What duet?
Okay. No. Yeah. Oh yes. Yes, she's making the way. My boy led the way. And on stage now you have one of the contestants for the Miss Warp Duet.
No, the current Miss Swab, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. And of course, Connor, they are joined. They are joined by this year's contestants for Madame Wap Duet. First on stage is
Miss Eugenia Grell.
Virginia Men's. Virginia Men's. One of the contestants in this year's Madame Wap Duet.
Coming up by Miss Angelica Gasper.
Angelica number 2. Number 4, Evelyn Blanc. Evelyn from South City, Grand Bay, but living in Maho.
Yes.
And Evelyn she has taken to Facebook to promote her, her candidacy, and she is. Please help me describe what.
I try my best to stay away from Facebook politics, Mr. Charles. But she does definitely promote her very own creations. I believe the heels that she's wearing is one of her own very own creations, yes.
She's very creative.
Very.
Yeah, she's a hairdresser by profession. She runs her own hair salon. And here comes the rain.
We tried to go under just so to get a better look.
Yeah.
But the rain is decided otherwise, man.
But that has not dampened the spirit on stage.
No, it has not. It has
Led
not. It has
by
not.
Veronica Scared, my boy. The contestants, they're brave in the rain. And they're brave in the rain.
One of the things that we say very proudly in Dominica, in the Caribbean, is that the only thing that rain can stop is cricket. And it is evidence here this afternoon that we continue. We keep rolling. And of course we have the contestants for Miss Wap Duet
Going on stage
coming
now.
on stage now, about to showcase.
Yeah. And all the shows are on this week. This coming week. There.
Yes, so again, going back to the amount, we have quite a number of shows coming up in the following week. We have, TV Last Creole, of course.
It starts tomorrow.
We have Market Day for Difference coming up over the weekend.
Next Saturday, yeah.
We have quite a number of activities coming up this week, and then followed by the week after that.
And they need some help there, because the steps are so steep, for the ladies in their high heels. Yeah.
And it's wet as well, so the production team is doing a pretty good job assisting them.
Congrats.
So of course, before she goes away, we have just a quick word with the current Miss Wap Duet. We're going to allow you to introduce yourself and just tell us how the experience has been so far for Heritage Day 2025 in Newtown.
Hi, I'm Heidi Elick, the current reigning Miss Wap Duet 2024. And despite the rain, Heritage Day has been fun and really interesting. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know Newtown had all that culture behind of it, but it was really interesting to learn that Newtown is filled with so much culture and has a lot of people that won shows and even teaching other people culture in Newtown.
Nice. And coming up, we have the Miss Wap Duet show coming up in a few days. How excited are you, for handing over your Ted Cassie?
How was it? How was I here?
That's a good question as well, yeah.
It was nerve-wracking for me, but the night of the show, I was relaxed surprisingly and I had fun, and I think that's what was important. And to give up the crown, I'm really excited to see what the contestants have to offer. So I want to say I'm a little selfish. I want to keep the crown a little longer.
Thank you so much, Miss Elick. We do hope that you have a good day.
You know, once you're speaking to Karan, Miss Wabred on stage, you know, the new contestants for 2025, they do their due on stage. But we first here, we have one of the contestants from Madam Wabred. Yeah, one of the live wires. You know, I'm talking about Virginia men. Welcome to Carrie.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Franco, and all those listening on the air. We are really happy to be here this afternoon, Heritage Day. L'applica tombe, medula luka chenyone lot kopay eve no warm together.
So how has the preparation been going?
The preparation is going good. The competition is tight, but we are all going to give it our best and make it a night to remember.
Okay, so you ready? How ready are you?
Well, we have to be ready, and when the night comes, we put our best foot forward.
Of course, we wish you all the best. Yeah, we wish you all the best, and take care. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course, Ronald, look at the face of Madam who up there. She's Madam of Madams. She's wondering, but why Kyrie FM doing her that? All the time. Of course, so we want to tell you that you look gorgeous as always.
Thank you.
How has it been so far for Newton?
Oh, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's full of ups and downs. Meaning, not ups and down problem, but getting there, getting here, getting all over there. But it's exciting.
We saw you growing and gracefully moving on the stage. How was that?
Oh, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. Love to do that.
I know you have been with the contestants for Madam Update quite a number of times. How has it been, you know, guiding them and being there with them as, you know, as the current Madam of Madams? How has it been?
Well, I've been Madam since 2013. And I regained my sash in 2023 as Madam of Madams. And I'm just enjoying it. And anybody asks me a question, I'll give them a good answer. I wouldn't send them off the board. I'll give it to them good.
Nice. So thank you so much.
Yes, any question, Packet, I will answer. Okay, moi qui réponds. Oui. Moi bien.
À la compétition, on peut aller encore?
Moi qui aller encore, c'est pas encore, moi qui aller.
Comme si on s'en allait?
Moi qui aller encore. Depuis qui est moi qui aller encore.
Eh bien, merci pour ça.
Oui.
Okay, sir, my boy, take care, enjoy, have fun. We have one of the 2025 candidates for Madame Wabred, and she's from South City, Grand Bay, living in Maho. Packet, take it away in the crib.
Eh bien, minima. Bon après-midi pour vous.
Bon après-midi.
Mon pichne, mon Gouabi.
Mon Dibik Gouabi, Dibik.
Mon Dibik?
Oui.
Mon petit village, mon petit communauté.
Oui. Nous sommes ensemble.
Oui, ensemble.
Oui. Eh bien, mon descend à Mao. So, c'est un GM.
Ça qui est fort de Mao.
I'm dual citizen. Famille amène mon petit monde pour aller. You am got to say. Ou pas ni rien pour dire ça. Là, you want to aller, c'est nous aller.
Ça est mon qui m'a dit famille?
Moi pas ça, moi c'est blanc. Yo dit Gaspard blanc c'était papa maman par contre. Ça yo dit ma ça.
Mais on ne peut pas en dedans compétition. Dis-moi comme ça.
Ouais, c'est un plaisir, c'est première fois moi so mon kaiba c'est mon l'habité bon, so mon camarade de gon ben maro tout le monde descend regarder moi parce que mon kaiba zombité.
Vous connaissez bien pour ça dire exactement qui vous gagne couronne.
Of course mon gagne. Ou pas pour dire rien encore, ou quand dit qu'on gagne, c'est ça on est pour dire.
Vous levez en one culture?
Oui, go ben maro paquet hello. Moi cultural group, moi fait toute bagaille.
Ça est-ce que vous en compétition encore l'autre année?
Si vous gagnez ou pas dans compétition encore, on est pour station l'autre monde.
Eh bien, vous regardez pour l'autre monde pour gagner encore?
Oui, vous pouvez mettre station là yo.
Eh bien, merci pour ça. Moi souhaite le succès.
Merci, bonsoir.
Bonsoir pour vous.
Okay, my girl. So how has the preparation been?
It's okay. It's a little bit hectic, you know. Crunch time. Yes, Wednesday.
We wish you all the best.
Yes.
So we saw your posting on Facebook.
Oh, thank you. Wait. You have to do things only pour faire vite pour quoi, hein?
Yes.
On regarde tout le monde descend, vender, descend all meal, regardez-moi, mais toutes ces raisons-là, mais venez regarder moi. That is it, thank you. Merci.
Merci pour tout le bagage.
Merci, merci.
Ouais, de.
Of course, we do want to say a big shout out once again to the sponsors of today's outside broadcast. Moran Seed and Sons, National Cooperative Credit Union, Insurance Company of the West Indies, and of course, Standards.
Là, on met qui est là, on a des bons petits manger pour manger, hein?
Yes, yes. Packets now, we do have lined up in front of us, as gorgeous as always, the Potential Cultural Group.
Groupe Culture La Pointe, Colonel, c'est un groupe qui est bien formidable. Avec John Frampton là, par contre, mon cause avec John Frampton à sur Radio Kairi, la montée à ce programme, un jour soir, il est formidable, il est paralagé, il dit qu'il y a tout ces monde La Pointe, la fait 7 qui, il y a bon en culture, avec tout ce qu'on fait bon, parce qu'il y a une compétition avec le groupe culture, Hard La Pointe.
But, you know, while you were there talking, I'm looking out there, I'm seeing, because of the inclement weather, I suppose, the Prime Minister and the President, you know, they are living, you know, because it's very, very wet here.
Really?
And it's windy, you know, and they've been moving their chairs back and forth, you know, to try to avoid and shield themselves from the rain. But, you know, it's... Yeah. But the show will continue. We thank them for coming there and gracing us with their presence. You know, and we look forward to seeing them again sometime in Newton.
Tout de suite, nous allons aller tout de suite, mais il va porter la terre à tomber avec. Il y a des mouvements séquoiaux, chaque séquoiaux comme ça. Nous allons commencer ça avec, même qu'on connaît qui, le jour de Gala, j'étais tout est fini, mais parce que la pluie a tant différent. Mais même là, on va écouter Radio Kairi. Vraiment, son Dominique, à son radio, tout le monde qui m'a mangé, à son fréquence, à ses ordinateurs, à ses Facebook. As YouTube, look at you, Boswell, and the part de débauché.
Yeah, because as we speak in here, the Point Michel Cultural Group, you know, they're making their way onto the stage, you know, and it is one of the more established, more popular cultural groups, you know, making their way onto the stage. I haven't seen Joan, she's here, but, you know, but she isn't performing today, it doesn't seem so.
Mais il va ensemble ça parce que Charles, comme on a dit, causement éveil à peu près 3 semaines qui passent. Elle a dit moi, il y a un petit papa derrière parce qu'il est jeune gens, tu as vu qu'on devant, elle va hoster comme ça, ça qu'il a fait, c'est petit papa derrière, elle va moutouer. Ça peut faire, puis venir exactement même quand il a performé.
C'est ça même. You know, that's good. We can see movements here. You know, movements here of some of the officials living, well, yeah, the Prime Minister now, you know, is living. His wife is now boarding the vehicle, and they're making the exit out of here soon. The speaker in the far distance also moving out. But the Provincial Cultural Group is on stage, you know, and they will perform. You know, they are now being introduced. Any moment now, we shall hear the peal of the drums, you know, signaling, indicating that they're beginning their contribution.
You guys performing à ce stage. Avec comme Ronald, là tu as une connexion avec John Frampton. Mon gars, ils sont en madame qui est bien formidable en culture, bien formidable.
Yeah, she's contributed, you know, and as you say, you know, she's taking a back seat, allowing the young ones to come forward. And we have it on stage now, you know. It's a strong troop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them.
What's the
or thereabout, you know, on the stage here in Newton. But the rain is coming, they cannot occupy the stage, you know, I suppose, you know, as they would like to.
Strong voice of the Shotwell. Yeah, the strong voice of the Shotwell. Yeah, just welcoming up the ballet performance.
Colonel, is a more born on the same instrument?
Yes, very, very, very. The drum was one of my favorite instruments. You know, the tambal. You know, a lot of people don't know the lapo cabbage when the heartbeat really catches you. You know, it catches with your BPM. You just go.
Ou ka fè ça?
Huh?
Ou ka jouer timbal là?
Yes.
Ano la stage e va nou koute yo.
What's that?
Nou ka ale a sou stage e va nou koute yo performe. We go on stage.
No. You will not see that.
You
will see me with a mic in my hand, but you will not see me on the stage performing.
What's that say?
I just a little bit. Before, I could look at Ilanto, like a Guiji, like a rotation. I don't look at something in me, you know. They say that the belly is the dance of the mating dance. The mating dance, yes. So that's where the back in the days, it coming from our African heritage, from the slaves, where the males would show the women their talent, to show you that hey,
to get them.
Right, there you go. That was the mating dance, the dance of love. There you go.
Aye.
So that's to show you how far our culture has come from, that we still have it today in 2025. Some of the cultures, some of the traditions that we practice many moons and years ago. Yeah. So it's always a pleasure to see that. As we said earlier, kudos to Mrs. Joan Frampton for holding on strongly to that culture and teaching it to the younger ones.
Nous avons préservé la culture parce que si nous ne préservons pas la culture, les jeunes gens ne peuvent pas venir performer en dedans.
Very well, yes.
Yeah, let's remind our listeners, we are here for the kind and the generosity of a number of business places who have sponsored the outside broadcast, and we have them. We have
Morancy avec Sons, Morancy avec Garçon, avec nous syndicat national cooperative, National Cooperative Credit Union, Modern Creole, avec nous Assurance ICWI.
Insurance Company of the West Indies.
Oui, et là on a bon manger, il y a la standards.
Standards, yeah.
Ça c'est à Soulari citronnier.
That's it. So let's go over it again. Morancy and Sons, National Cooperative Credit Union, International Insurance Company of the West Indies, and Standards.
So of course, gentlemen, while we have the Paul Michel Cultural Group, we have one of the younger dance groups as well, the younger dance facilities on the island, Pashi Walk, who will be, right now I feel they're behind of us, they will be gracing us with their presence on the stage. Pashi Walk dancers, yes. Like the cultural group, the Point Michel cultural group, the Jordan cultural group, we are seeing that connection that I was telling Mr. Charles about, that bridge of the young people of my generation connecting together the younger generation of behind us and the older who is in front of us. You know, we are holding on to the teachings and teaching it to the younger people. I think that's what we need to really look into when it comes to celebrating our culture. 47 years, they say.
You know what I think about New Tongue, you know, where we are located, just east of us, across the road there, there's the Anglican cemetery. You know, and in there, a lot of people want to trace the British ancestry. They can find some of their relations, buried here, because they are tombs. Some of them are well marked, going back for hundreds of years. Yeah.
Come stand on it. Aussi Chalo, et nous partir mon qui mora qui fait service là comme ça. Moi je fais ce ça là aussi.
In fact, the British had the school there. There was a storeroom. There was a jetty, and they would offload their stores there and store it in the school. Okay, and then before bringing it up to Monbus. Right. So and then Newton or Charlottesville, Newton. The word Charlotte came from Queen of England, Charlotte.
Après when Charlotte.
Right.
When Charlotte.
And so they were thinking of being a new tongue. Yours Rosso, and then expand Rosso into new tongue.
Parce que nobody know new tongue en anglais.
Yeah. And then the French would call Charlotte. Charlottesville, after the Queen in Charlotte.
There are still remnants of, that era that you would see, you can walk around and you would see in Newtown. If you go across to the building that you're speaking of, there's an engravement of the year, I believe in 1878, I believe is the engravement. That's still on the building.
You fais maison ça là, and wash avec ciment.
Right.
Il va donner pièce
In those days, it was molasses and lime.
Okay.
Molasses and lime, in those days. Limestone.
Béton.
Yes.
Mais on a les forts toujours, hein?
Oh yes.
Right.
How many hurricanes?
Right now, if you go around Roseau, you just walk a little bit into the town. The same structures that you see standing still in places like the French Quarter or the English Quarter, you'll see some of those structures still standing in Newtown. These are the things that preserve. These are the things that preserve our culture. Yes. Purpose, but as the theme for independences, 47 years of
47 years of independence. I have it written somewhere. And very interesting. Well, this is Newtown.
All right, so coming to us, guys, we have the parliamentary representative for the Newtown constituency. I believe is going to be talking with us. Honorable Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte is now gracing us with her presence. And we want to say good afternoon, bon après-midi.
Can you still talk to us? Is that the energy?
Yes, I do, Why the day started with a very lovely church service.
Yeah.
Very wonderful preaching. The choir sang extremely well. And we moved on to the exhibition, which gave the people of the country the opportunity to view the various exhibits of Roseau South. I was very impressed with some of the items that were shown. I saw that we had some various wines from a local person from Citronelle. What impressed me too was the puzzle book by Ken Joseph, which spoke to many of the local products and our heritage and culture that was embedded in this puzzle book. The highlight for me for the exhibition was the show of Harlem. It took us...
the room of Harlem.
Yes, it took us back memory lane. all the various jerseys that Harlem wore.
Your grandfather was in, is in there.
My grandfather was there as well.
It's in the picture there,
The various teams, and you knew that Harlem went through a lot of challenges, and so, but we were a team that always was victorious. And you heard Leandra Lander when she cited a poem that she made reference to Harlem and Kensbro. And so these were very exciting days at the Windsor Park Stadium. As a child, I used to go and support Harlem. And whenever we won, the Lapo Cup from Harlem took us from the Windsor Park Sports Stadium all the way into Newtown. And so for me, it brought back so many fun memories of Harlem Bombers and football in general for the Newtown community.
But you had a group of people working along with you. There was a heritage committee led by Minister Lander. But you were the one, you broke a lot of stones. When things were not moving, call Parrot, and Parrot always say, leave it to me. I'll make a call. And right there, you make a call. Speak to us about some of those experiences.
Yes, well, putting on any event, you will always find challenges. You'll always find roadblocks. But as a leader, you have to overcome many of these obstacles that we face. And I first want to start by congratulating and thanking Mr. Firelander because he showed great leadership. As Auntie Sonia rightly said, that he's much younger than so many of the members of the team, but he did an excellent job leading the team. I want to thank Mr. Fanda Marie Pascal for putting on the gala and leading. Ms. Sherman Coy, it wasn't easy for her. She had the flu. Her voice had even gone, but she put on a very good show at the exhibition, and the other members and the other people who assisted us in putting on the church service, the exhibition, our lunch. I mean, everybody enjoyed the lunch at Evergreen Hotel.
But you're speaking, but there's one of the groups that that were brought on to participate. I mean, the Pashiwak group. Where they from?
Well, Pashiwak, the leader of Pashiwak is from Kings Hill. Kings Hill. It's still within the old Newtown Harlem community. And so it's a mix of communities. And you saw the Girodel Cultural Group there, Jacko Group performing there. And so we have a lot to offer. People say, why Newtown? But the culture is a way of life of our people, and we have a lot to offer. And then the rain dampened things a bit. But at some point, I as Parep will do Roseau South Got Talent to display everything, our culture, our rich heritage for the entire Roseau South constituency.
Nice. I was about to ask that question, Ronald. We want to identify, or we want to call to the Newtown, the cultural hub of Roseau South, because a lot of the cultural ways that we know.
Cultural hub of Roseau, of Newtown.
Yes, it has come from Newtown. Again, how proud are you today of the final product that we are seeing here on display? And what do you have to tell the constituents of Roseau moving forward when it comes to Roseau South, moving forward when it comes to culture in this?
Well, as I said earlier, I'm very proud of what was showcased today. And I just want to tell the people that they have such a rich heritage and rich culture. We have a lot of people that we can emulate, and I made mention to some of them in my speech. And so we as a people have to come together. I keep saying that we need to put politics aside, put the religion aside. And that's the only way our community can develop and move forward and progress.
Bon après-midi, mais ça parle anglais. Mais ça parle anglais.
I cannot.
You cannot speak in Creole?
Not conversational, no.
Conversational, no. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
Eh bien, madame, qui a représenté nous en Caille Parlement. Attends, madame, qui a représenté.
Gentlemen, Yeah, the Pashawak dancers from Kingston and Newton. But we have the man of the hour with us, Packet, the cultural elder for Newton, Augustus John Riviere.
Avant de parler de Rivière, avant de parler de Rivière, ça étonne moi. Ça étonne moi que Madame qui a présenté Charlottesville, là, il peut parler créole. Parce qu'on a travaillé, parce qu'on a supporté, on a travaillé pour apprendre à parler créole là, parce que chaque chose que je là, il courir. Mais moi, je dis bonsoir pour M. Don Rivière. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, M. Paquet.
Ça va tout?
Ah bien, bien.
Moi, je dis félicitations. Congratulations. Félicitations pour l'honneur au tapé aujourd'hui.
Oui, merci, merci.
Moi, ça vous soit pour qui a de toute manière, on va pêcher, on va faire meuble, on va faire tout. Mais dis-moi ça qui tape en position ça, où hier?
C'est quoi que va ma position ça aujourd'hui là. Moi, je commence à colter à Roseau Boys School. Et puis, nous tenions, comment que, nous tenions en classe, là, nous avons montré mes arts and crafts, etc., etc. So, but any question de ça.
Vous apprenez?
Moi, apprendre bien.
Mais, en culture, ça ou ça fait en culture, votre
à l'école, Roseau Boys School, nous faisons un ban masse, nous qui mobilique. Nous faisons ça avec papier mâché. Nous faisons ça de courir masse et ça. Après, on quitte l'école, on continue. Bon, c'est Harlem Limers. But they are Limers and Harlem Limers, Thunderbirds. Après, on fait Carnival Corner. En Carnival Corner, nous avons fait différents costumes tous les années. Nous avons fait un film hot qui vient en l'idée nous. Et nous avons fait un ban masse de ça.
Mais, à part de ça, est-ce que vous avez jamais fait un culture saison indépendance?
Moi, j'ai fait travail à dépendance. Actuellement, je travaille en costume Miss, comment on dit ça, Miss Wap Duet. So, actuellement, je travaille à ces costumes-là. Et puis, moi, comment je finis lundi après-midi, moi, j'expecte pour finir pour un costume.
Combien d'années une idée pour engager en culture même? Combien d'années en toute année?
Toute la vie, moi, depuis moi à l'école, moi, je suis colté.
Mais c'est ça, finalement, qui commission on est pour jeunes gens?
Jeunes gens, actuellement, ils n'ont pas tellement intéressé pour faire costume. Mais c'est l'idée moi qui c'est nous pas mettre l'école dans l'école. Nous pas ni arts and craft à l'école. Pour faire ça carrément. La première fois ils ont mené les enfants à l'école pour apprendre à faire costume. Et puis ils ont fini pour 4 heures de temps. 4 hours. So ils ont parti ça à apprendre.
Qui commission on est pour eux avant mon parti? Qui commission on est pour les jeunes gens avant mon parti en culture?
Pour dresser en bas, Dominique. Moi, je voulais plus de monde qui a fait costume, qui a fait des fortines, qui a dansé, calypso, tout ces bails ça.
Merci à Bill, Emra, tournons pour M. Ronald Charles qui parle en anglais.
D'accord. John, congratulations again. You know, you got to know about that a few weeks ago. But but we just stayed too long because of the rain, and we are moving away from the camera.
Well, when I has been, I was appointed cultural elder. I just accepted it. I had no difficulties with that, and I just decided to accept that. In fact, it was, I think it was the people that see what I've been doing, and they elected me for that.
Okay, John, we really would like to speak to you more about the rain, and we move up in the dark spot. The camera can't pick up our features, basically. So let's talk again another time. All right, let's talk. Okay, Well, Packet, the program is flowing. Never mind the rain. The rain has put a damper on it, really, because it has kept some the people away, really. But the people who are here are really enjoying what is happening there. I'm enjoying it myself.
Mais valez mon le respect pour nous taper et pas porter yo pas ni voiture pour marcher yo pas ni pas au sol parce que c'est difficile mais et pour un spectacle à continuer et nous là comme ça mais yo continuer mon cap pas en spectacle là.
I think we are going into the next phase of the program, the Calypsonian. I think that's what they're preparing for now. Let me find it.
Need to ask me where I wanna be. Oh, I've been waiting for so long. Now my time has come. My friends and my family, with you I long to be here. My heart's a joy.
Yeah, because of the wider situation, we're told that they're moving things around. We're supposed to go have the Calypsonians now. But they're going to move it up ahead. Because some of the Calypsonians are not here as yet. So, but there's an other act, and then you go into the band.
Nous allons commencer ça, Colonel, avec Sankali, l'Afrique Tobé. Parce que nous pouvons passer comme nous avant, faire ça nous faire, parce que si c'est mon qui la pour chanter ou pas là, nous allons aller dans l'autre section à ce programme-là.
Yes, of course. So, an amendment has to be made. We see that it's coming down and it's said to us that it's not stopping. If you take a look to the corner over there, we see a glimpse of sunlight. We see a glimpse of sunlight. Yes. But, as we are resilient, we are ever changing. So we are making changes to the schedules right now. They have the house DJ who is on right now. There are still a few individuals still in the park. There are still a few of the cultural representatives, a few of the ministers have left, but there's quite a few more of remainder of people still left around. So I believe it may not go until the intended stop, but we will continue into the night. Yes, we will continue. So for now, we're gonna just get a little bit from the house DJ as we get some more clarification as to the schedule and the program. And of course, we will inform you, the listening and viewing public, both on Facebook, on YouTube, and on radio. We will inform you as to what's happening in the coming minutes and hours.
Ça nous a fait politiciens avec comme ils savent, nous pour continuer avec le programme de spectacle là. Mais comme nous avons ça fait actuellement, nous avons politiciens là avec nous tout. Ça nous a fait pour nous continuer le programme parce que le programme est pour continuer comme on le dit. Parce que nous avons une musique avec essayer d'écouter, nous allons retourner.
Apostala moka wesa Kazouke. Laissez mesdames, aïe, ça bon. Mais le comme ça. Mais le comme ça. Aïe. O Kazouke sapata non, sapata non. O Kazouke sapata non, sapata non. Tout le monde ok?
La musique commence à tomber, tout le monde a déchiré. On met des sorties à mon mal là, quand on saute comme ça. Quand on danse couler, et nous commence à chanter. Levez la main à l'air.
Musique là bon, musique là chaud, musique là doux. Tout le monde kazouké, tout le monde levé, tout le monde dansé, qu'à sauter, regardez, chiré, chiré. Mes amis mettez comme moi là. À nous aller zouké, même si c'est pas pour l'autant. Vini à nous zouké, on y jette comme moi là. À nous aller zouké, même si c'est pas pour l'autant. À nous aller zouké,
This is a journey into sound.
DJ Flip, fire up the dance!
Yes, myself.
Packet, we were here to cover the activity, and the rain came. A lot of the activity has gone through. The program has gone through really. At this stage, we're supposed to have the Calypsonian, you know, but they're changing the program around because of the weather. And so we have to bring the broadcast to an end. We have to carry the live broadcast on it.
Quand même ça, nous devons continuer, mais parce que nous avons le temps, on l'a fait qu'à tomber, avec, il n'est pas possible pour nous continuer. Parce que nous avons, oui, mais c'est ce peuple là qui a écouté nous, nous avons été bien manchés, mais en même temps, nous ne pouvons mener ça pour un bout, parce que temps, pas faveur nous. Parce que nous avons merci pour être bien manchés avec nous.
Of course, so we do want to say thank you before we leave to our outside broadcast sponsors, the Insurance Company of the West Indies, Standard, National Cooperative Credit Union, and Moranti and Sons. Two of those business spaces are homed in the community of Newtown. We have Moranti and Sons just behind us, and we have Standards on the highway heading down to Citroneer. Yeah, so kudos to those companies that have been a part of today's outside broadcast. Just a way of information, coming up we have Owinchi and Band, we have Ridge and Friends, we have TK International and I believe Signal Band, who will go onto the stage a little later on. We of course at Kyrie will not be there for that part of the event, but we do want to thank all of the viewers and the listeners who took part and viewed for the earlier portion. We want to thank you. Of course, Sky FM will be at quite a number of activities for the coming days. We will be at TV Land Creole for every day. We will be at the World Creole Music Festival coming up this weekend. We will be at Market Day for Difference in Rojo. For sure, we'll be at these events, so be sure to tune in to Kyrie FM. Like we always say, the genuine sound of Dominica, your independent radio station.
Merci Colonel. Et bien, comme ça, nous disons ça déjà, Radio Kyrie, c'est Radio Indépendance nous. Là, nous avons toute information, nouvelles, éducation et le spectacle pour vous. Nous allons rester bien branchés et tout le monde bonsoir.
I did it already. Yeah, I did it already. After we say that, after we say that.
From there, streaming on there. Yeah, like that's a switch. But that's also has streaming in it. Huh? That has built-in streaming now. Yeah, it has Ethernet and Ethernet over. So if I get Ethernet connected and just to go that all and I would. That's your only one there. All streaming. That's everybody paying them. Huh? Yes, please.